Are you always wondering why your hair is so dry? Are you looking for a way to improve your curls? Are you wondering how to get that natural shine, that natural luster to your hair? If so, then this is the video for you. We get these things by understanding what our hair porosity is. Today I'm going over a very simple test that tells you everything you need to do, everything you need to buy, everything you need to think about your hair to get it closer towards your hair goal. Hold up real quick. Hello? I'm making a YouTube video. Yeah, I got on the head. Huh? I mean, they can still see that I have hair. I mean, I have other videos on my channel that show that I have hair. They don't have to see my but the hat, it looks fly. I mean, I like the hat, but so without further ado, let us begin.
Whoever ain't with this, don't even ask me for that.
So first thing you want to do is find a reliable hair strand. And what makes a hair strand reliable is simply it being clean. You don't want to use a hair strand that you just got off your head after you finish doing the curl routine that's filled with curl cream and gel and all that other stuff. Do this method right after you've washed your hair. Just take a small snippet, one strand of hair is all you're gonna need for this. You wanna make sure you get a couple lukewarm water, all right? So you don't want hot or warm water, you don't want cold water. You wanna get that water that's just a little bit colder than room temperature, all right? What you're gonna do is you're gonna drop that piece of hair right in the water and you're gonna wait for about 10 to 12 minutes. This is how you're gonna measure your result. So if your hair floats, that means your hair is not as porous, meaning it doesn't have as many holes or as many opportunities for water to pass in through the hair. If your hair sinks, that means your hair probably has a lot more holes, it's a lot more porous, so there are a lot of opportunities for the water to pass through your hair, and that means that the water literally went inside your hair and weighted down and sunk it to the bottom of the cup. Now, on some rare occasions, if your hair floats down and kind of settles in the middle of the glass of water, then you know you have normal or medium porosity hair. And once again, this is just a loose metric for you to understand what porosity your hair is. No test will tell you 100% what your hair porosity is, because no one's hair porosity is 100% left nor right. This is a spectrum of low and high. So the next thing you're gonna do is take that piece of hair, pull it out of the water. If you see water beads like you see right here on my hair, then that is a telltale sign of low porosity. That means that even though your hair is surrounded and cocooned by water, the water still was not able to penetrate your hair shaft, but instead it just sits on top of it. Like you can literally see the water bead sitting on top of my hair because it can't get inside it. And lastly, you guys, here are a few extra questions just to help you be more sure of what your hair porosity is, because no one test and no one set of questions is going to be able to tell you indefinitely what porosity your hair has. But when you pulled the hair out of the water and looked at it, did it have water beads on it? If the answer is yes, then you might possibly have low porosity. Question number 2, when you use a product like a curling cream or leave-in conditioner, does it normally work right away or does it normally take some time? If your hair absorbs cream like curling cream or leave-in conditioner right away with barely any water, then 9 out of 10 times you probably got high porosity hair. So if your hair takes a long time to get wet and a long time to dry once it's been wet, then you probably got low porosity. Like I can probably get into the shower with like a full steam of shower, put my hair under the water, bring it back out, you know, shake my hair, and you'll see tons of water beads. And you know, in the next 5 minutes, my hair be dry because it was never truly, thoroughly wet. And even when I'm in the shower trying to wash my hair, I could stand under the water for, you know, a good 5 minutes, and not all of my hair will still truly be wet. Question number 4, did you dye your hair, and do you still have that dye in your hair? Because dye is of course a chemical, that's how it changes your hair color, but adding different chemicals to your hair will make your hair more porous, which means it can very well take you from low porosity to medium porosity, from medium porosity to high porosity. If you already have high porosity hair and you dye your hair is gonna be super high porosity, which means your hair is gonna absorb anything you put on it, which means you're gonna be able to flex for the gram and do almost anything with any type of curl cream in the next 5 minutes. It's gonna work, but 5 minutes after that, it's gonna be dry again. So just remember, dyeing your hair makes it more porous. If you have dyed your hair, then your hair is almost always gonna be more to the high porosity side versus the low porosity side, regardless of where you started at. And lastly, does your hair absorb color well? I can tell you guys from experience. There was one time that a couple years ago, I tried to dye my hair like, you know, this, like the Odell Beckham. It wasn't quite honey blonde, but it was like the brown when he first got it, when he was trying to get drafted, when he got drafted, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't the NFL Odell Beckham honey blonde. It was like the light brownish blonde. I tried to dye my hair that color, and my hair was literally like, it barely took that color. Like it was, you know, I got this, you know, super light brown tannish box. You know, that's the color that it was on the box. But when I put it in my hair, it was one of the darkest browns ever, and that's simply because I got low porosity and my hair does not take the color well. So if you've ever tried to dye your hair like a lighter color and it just didn't come out anywhere near as white as it did on the box, then you might have low porosity hair. Alright guys, that's all for this hair porosity test video. Be sure to watch the next video coming next week where I explain to you guys what to do and what not to do for low porosity hair, and the week after that we got what to do and what not to do for high porosity hair. And just by watching those videos, you'll get even more of a sense of where you belong at and which side you belong on. And if you haven't watched the first video where I explained how important knowing your hair porosity is, it's more important than knowing your curl type, which is the 4A, 4B. It's far more important than that. With that being said, you guys, it's King Bril. Peace.
This what I'm finna set up for y'all. Whoever ain't with this, don't even ask me for nothing.